Yes.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm going to continue on from yesterday's lesson, and so if you've missed yesterday's lesson, you'll find it on our Facebook page. So I'm starting off with speaking phrases. So if we have a look up on the top right-hand corner there, it says saying because. So this is different ways of using the word because. Everybody uses because, but you will stand apart if you use different words than the word because. So you can start, instead of using because, you can start a sentence with saying considering. Oh, I understand what you mean. However, considering, instead of saying because. A lot of times when you say the word because, people automatically think that you're going to have a different opposing view, and they close their mind down. By using the word considering, hey, they'll consider it, they'll keep their mind open. Or instead of saying because, you can say, well, due to the facts, or due to what is happening in the pandemic, I can't see that happening, as an example. Or instead of because, for the reason that. Oh, well, I don't know if I can do that. And for the reason that I can't do that is because. Or for the sake of. Now this is one the English use a lot, and they use it in conjunction with for the sake of an argument. For the sake of an argument, I'm not going to get into that. For the sake of an argument, I'm not going to discuss that, meaning I don't want to start an argument. In as much as, not too many people use that, in as much as, instead of the word because, but you can replace it with in as much as, or in behalf of, or on behalf of is another way of explaining it. In that, instead of because, in that is another way. And in the interest of, now that's an interesting one. In the interest of, you can say as an example, in the interest of keeping the peace, I'm not going to comment on that. In the interest of keeping the peace, I'm not going to comment on that. So that goes with not causing an argument for the sake of an argument. For the sake of an argument, I'm not going to consider that. Here's one you should all know, and you should all practice. Oh, my internet connection is unstable. Different ways of saying I love you. One way of saying I love you, as an example, is by saying I am better because of you. Good morning, Un. I am better because of you is a different way of saying I love you. Another way of saying I love you is I adore you. I adore you. Oh, girls love to hear that. I adore you. You are all heart. You are all heart, or you are all my heart. Oh, did I read that wrong? No. You are all I want, I should say. You are all I want. Excuse me. I'm not feeling the best today, so you'll have to bear with me. You're all I want. Another way. Now, this is a new word that you might not have heard. I'm just going to put this up here for a moment because I can't see myself. Another word you might not have heard is I'm infatuated with you. Infatuated. I'm infatuated with you. It means infatuated means all day I'm thinking about you. Every time I look around, I see you there. I'm infatuated with you. Another way of explaining it is when you use the word infatuated, means it is consuming all your thoughts. It consumes all your thoughts. It's all you can think about. So I'm infatuated with you. So that normally comes very early in love. Another way of saying I love you is you set my heart on fire. You set my heart on fire. Well, that'd make a good song, I think. You set my heart on fire. The next one is, you are my reason for living. You are my reason for living. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't want to be alive. You are precious. That's a lovely way of explaining, without having to say that you love them. You can say, you are precious. You are precious. And another way is, you complete me. You complete me. Now, if you're in a new relationship, if you are in a pretty new relationship, and he hasn't said, I love you, and you haven't said, I love you, but you know you're getting close to it, here's a little bit of advice. To start off the conversation, you can say, I'm very fond of you. I'm very fond of you. That's a way of opening the door to, in the future, saying, I love you, or any one of these alternatives. The next one is a way of saying no without saying the word no. Now, I don't know if you know this, but when children are growing up, when they're babies, they hear the word no at least 5 or 6 times more than they hear the word yes. So we grow up not liking the word no, because we know that it's not good having a no. We're not getting our own way. So look for alternative or different ways of saying the word no, but still getting your point across. So you can say, as an example, no thanks, I have another, and then you continue. Don't just say the word no. If you just say the word no, it is too abrupt, or bourre-soupape, too abrupt. Another way of saying no, and it lets the person down, is, look, I'd love to, but I can't because of blah, 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 blah. I'd love to, but I can't. Another way of saying no is, I wish I could make it work. I wish I could make it work. And if you just want to put them off, you can say, maybe another time. Not now, but maybe another time. Now, here's an expression for you. If you said to someone, well, maybe another time, please ask me again, you can say, can I have a rain check on that? Can I have a rain check on that? Now, what that means, a rain check means they'll put it aside for you. As an example, if you go to a department store because they have a special on, and you get there and it's all been sold out, you can go to the counter and say, look, I was looking for this, but you've sold out. Can I please have a rain check on it? Which means they'll get it in for you. A rain check means they'll put it aside for you. It is for you only. I used this expression yesterday. I'm in an organisation called BNI, Business Network International. And our president put a post on that said he was going to be in Vientiane today at a cafe. And if you wanted to learn how to do the online BNI Connect, be at the cafe and I'll show you. And I'll also give you a copy of my new book, right? And I can't go because, as you know, I'm at 35 kilometres around and outside of Vientiane, and we're in lockdown. So I wrote, can I please have a rain check on that? Can I have a rain check on that? That means And he wrote back and said yes. So that means that the next time I see him, or he will have a special effort to give me my book and give me my training because I asked for a rain check. All right. Another way of saying no is, I'm sorry, I'm busy. You're not saying no, but you're giving them the reason that it is a no. It is a no. You gotta, I gotta finish this. Sorry. I got a call coming in. I got to decline it. There we go. Another thing that I teach as salespeople, and it's the same with anybody. If you ask for the order and they don't tell you yes, right? They don't say yes, but they say something else. Whatever they say means no. It means no. They're just trying to find a different way of saying it. They're just trying to find a different way of saying it. All right. So, but it still ends up a no. Just hold on for a moment. Sorry. Doing online class. Talk later. There we go. Now, the next one is I've already booked. I've already booked. I'm already booked out is a better expression. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't go there. I'm already booked out. Now, it's very hard for the person to prove that you're not booked out and you're only using that as an excuse. But that's the way it is. It's no different as a salesperson. If you ask somebody for the order and they say, oh, I can't afford it. What does that mean? When they say, I can't afford it, what does that mean? No, it means no. Doesn't matter what they say, it means no. And you can't prove that they can't afford it. However, what you can do, and this is just for the salespeople amongst us, what you can do when they say, I can't afford it, the only way you can get them to change their mind is to give them extra benefits or to explain to them better why they should prioritize it and afford it. So you give them extra benefits. Anyway, that's a whole different story. So the last one in saying no is, that's not going to work for me. That's just not going to work for me. All right. Now I've got to shift these photos around a little bit so I can see the last one. Here we go. Different ways of saying hello. Different ways of saying hello. Everybody's taught to say, hello, how are you? I'm good. No, we don't want to have that in this class. We want to have different ways. So, and this is a strange one. I think this originated in America. Instead of saying the word hello, you just say, hey, hey, hey. Now you can follow it up with, hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Or just, hey. You see people in the street and they're walking towards each other and they don't necessarily say hello, they say, hey, hey. And that is a form of hello. And another one, and I very rarely use this unless I mean it. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Now, one of the major reasons why I don't use that is because if I ask somebody, how are you feeling today? They might tell me. And I might not want to hear. Because sometimes when you say, how are you feeling today? You get a 10-minute explanation on why they went to the doctor, what the doctor said, what medicine that they're taking, how they're feeling yesterday versus how are they feeling today. So that's one to be careful of. If you ask, how are you feeling today? You might invoke a response. Now, If you are genuinely wanting to know how the person is because they've been sick, well, then you can say, how are you feeling today? All right. Like you can ask me at our next lesson, how are you feeling today? Because I'm not feeling very good today, but I might be feeling better at the next lesson. Here's one that you probably already know. Bonjour, bonjour. Have you heard of the expression bonjour? Bonjour is a French word meaning hello. We don't say that all that often. Sandra does. Sandra says bonjour, but then she also speaks Italian. Sorry. So uses the word bonjour instead of hello. Here's another word you can use instead of the word hello. And that is the word or the phrase, the phrase howdy, or the word howdy. Howdy. Now, if you've heard of the word howdy, especially on a movie, Howdy, it means how do you do? Howdy. How do you do? So it is no different than asking, how are you? How do you do is howdy. So we've shortened it from how do you do to the word howdy. And of course, the next one is, how are you? Now, this is strange as well. Before, when I spoke about how you're feeling today, that's very specific. How are you feeling today? And invites an answer. But when we use the expression, how are you? Or as you can see here, how are ya? How are ya? How are ya? That's very Australian, changing it from you to ya. So how are ya? How are ya? Not how are you? How are you? Not very good English, but it's an idiom, it's an expression. But when you say, how are you? Or how are ya? Or how are you? I always say, how are you? It doesn't necessarily mean you want to know. And in most instances, people would just say, oh, okay, thanks. What about you? Yeah, I'm right. And it's just a very short answer. We don't go into detail when you say, how are you? The next one is, I just used this in some emails I sent out looking for leads for a new business that I'm doing. And I started off I put in the subject line, long time no see, long time no see, from Charlie, long time no see. And I started the email by saying, I hope you remember me. And then I went into the email. But long time no see, you use with people that you haven't seen for a month or two or three. Depends on how frequent it was when you were seeing them before. If you only saw them every week and it was a week later, you don't say long time no see because you see them every week. But if you saw them every week and then didn't see them for a month, then you can say long time no see. The next one is good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's a very simple one to use instead of saying hello. Good to see you. We don't use this one all that much. Greeting. Well, in actual fact, we don't use the word greeting. We use it as a plural. Greetings. We have an S on the end. Greetings. Now, please remember, and I should put a disclaimer in here, none of these slides that I'm using are mine. I've taken them from other sites or from other Facebook pages, all right? So just want to give credit to people that have put them all together. All I'm doing is talking to them. And the last one in speaking phrases is, hey there, which is a little bit like just hey, but you're putting hey there. Hey there. So that's another one. Right, let's finish with that one and let's move on to another subject. Our next subject is on the verb, the forms of the verb come. Come. Now, come means to look at, and comprehending the meaning, or the act of reading something, which is a little bit different. So you have the versions of come are come, came, and also, so you got the present, the past, the present, and the future. Examples: please come here. Well, that's in the present. Please come here. She is not willing to come here. She is not willing to come here. So that's also a little bit in the present. Eliza came from London. Now, that's used a little bit different from the word come here when we're saying she came from London. Now, you can use this two ways, this came. As an example, let's change it. And I said, Eliza came from Vientiane. Now, that could mean she's just driven from Vientiane, because she just came from Vientiane. But when you say she came from Vientiane, depending in what context you're talking about, it could also mean she came from Vientiane, meaning she was born in Vientiane. That's where she was born. She came from Vientiane. As an example, if someone says to me, where did you come from, Charlie? I would say, I came from Australia, because that's where I was born. Even though I spent 17, 18 years in New Zealand, I was still born in Australia. So I came from Australia, meaning I was born in Australia. My girlfriend came to see me. So you're explaining to somebody, oh yeah, my girlfriend came to see me. So that's past tense. So you've changed the word come to the word came. My gardener came to water the plants. No different than my girlfriend came to see me. It's in the past. And the last one is, she came on Sunday and went back. She came on Sunday and went back. Now, have a look at all these different words you can use instead of the word come. I hope you're writing some of these down. And if you don't understand the meaning of them, I haven't got time to go through all the meanings of them, but you should be using a dictionary. So the word come can be advance, appear, approach. Come here is approach. Come here. Arise, arrive. They've come already. Come about. I don't understand crop up. Draw close or closer. Come here. Draw close or closer. Draw nigh. That's not one we use very often. Draw nigh also means draw closer. Ensue, fall, follow. Forge is another good word, or happen. So you can have a look at all those on the video if you decide to watch the video and go through them. Ha ha, here's some daily life phrases. And these work very well with the expressions of hello, because you could add these together. Whatever expressions you like instead of the word hello, you can follow it up with the phrase, what are you up to these days? What are you up to these days? Or what are you doing these days? What are you doing these days? Or daily life phrases. Chicago is very different from Boston. Well, that's no different than saying Van Vieng is very different than Luang Prabang. So that's a different type phrase. I'm going to leave. I would add. I'm not sure I understand. This is my watch, Siri, asking me. She doesn't understand. I'm going to leave, and it depends when you're going to leave. If you're going to leave immediately, you could say, I'm going to leave now. You wouldn't say, I'm going to leave immediately. That's a little bit more super. But you can say, I'm going to leave now. If you weren't going to leave, but you're going to warn them that you're going to leave, I would be saying, I'm going to leave soon. I'm going to leave soon. And that way you're getting them ready to the fact that you are leaving. This is a very interesting phrase. I'm dog tired. I'm dog tired. I'm running out of time, it says there. Yeah, I'm dog tired. All right. That means you're very, very tired. I'm dog tired. I'm not busy is a phrase that you'll hear a lot. I'm not. I normally ask, are you busy? If I want to talk to them. If I ring people, I say, look, are you busy? I want to talk to you for a moment. No, I'm not busy. Excellent. Then we can talk. Here's another way of saying hello. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Once again, it doesn't ask for a response how you're actually doing. The correct response, oh, good, or great, or excellent, or thanks for asking. I use that one, thanks for asking. I'd like to go for a walk. There's another daily life phrase. I take my 2 dogs for a walk most mornings. I'm thirsty. Oh, you know that one. I'll call you when I leave. I'll call you when I leave. I use that when I'm in Vientiane and I'm ready to leave. I tell Sandra before I go, look, I'll call you when I leave. And that gives her an idea how long I'm going to be on the road to stop her from worrying. From time to time, that's a good daily life phrase. From time to time, I do online English classes. From time to time, I go to Australia. So that means from different times. Good idea. Should tell that when you hear someone explain something to you and it is a good idea, you should compliment them. And the best way to compliment them is just, hey, that's a good idea, or that's a great idea, or that's an excellent idea, depending how good the idea is. If it's just a good idea, then say it's a good idea. If it's a very good idea, then say it's a very good idea, or it's an excellent idea. Thank you so much. Yes, we've been through that one. I'm happy. I'm happy. So if someone said to you, how are you today? Nothing wrong with saying I'm happy. If you ask me today, I'd say I'm happy. I'll come back later. It's another good phrase. I'm hungry. Well, we've done I'm thirsty. Why not do I'm hungry? That's a good one. See, remember I just said a moment ago, great idea, good idea, excellent idea. Well, if you don't want to say great idea, you can also say, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. We also use that expression, that's a good one, when we've heard a joke. If we've heard a joke and we've had, ha, that's a good one, meaning, oh, I haven't heard that one before, or that's a very good joke. That's a good one. Hey, that's a good one. Yeah, so I like that one too. I'll take you to the bus stop, self-explanatory. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. If you're talking to somebody and you're in sync, you're on the same page, you can say, I couldn't agree more. And in a lot of ways, when you say, I couldn't agree more, that stops the conversation. They've got nothing else to tell you because you've already agreed with them. They don't need to convince you anymore. So it's a bit of a shortcut to stop someone from talking about something that you've heard enough about. I don't want it. I don't want it. That's another one. And here's an expression I hope you girls hear all the time, and that is, I like her. I like her. So there you go. There's some daily life phrases. I'll see you again on Monday morning. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye for now. I'm going to stop.
Okay, bye-bye.
Stop the tape.